If you're a sweet over savory breakfast kind of person, but you want to hit your protein goals without the use of protein powder, I know how impossible it could feel to find those kinds of recipes. But have no fear, because today we're making 10 high protein, low calorie breakfast recipes, including pancakes, baked oats, French toast, overnight oats, and more that don't contain any protein powder. Now, let's get started, shall we? When you think chocolate chip pancakes, you don't typically think like, healthy, high protein. No, you think like high carb, indulgent, but no, these are still indulgent, but they're great for eating in a calorie deficit and hitting your protein goals. So you're gonna blend the wet ingredients first, and then you're gonna add the dry ingredients and blend them all up. So when you put the dry ingredients in, you're only gonna blend it for like 5 or 8 seconds because you don't wanna overmix. And then you're gonna let the mixture sit to thicken like for 5 to 8 minutes or so. This is really important because you don't want the batter to be too runny. Then while you're doing that, you can heat the pan up on low heat and then put a bit of cooking spray and add your chocolate chips. Make sure to cover them because this will help them thicken, and then flip them after a couple minutes. Don't press on them, by the way. I know that's like a stupid thing, but I used to do that and it flattens the pancakes. But yeah, they're gonna look perfect. Hopefully, sometimes the first pancake doesn't look as good, but you can just put that at the bottom. And then we're done. Look at that. I like to top it with sugar-free maple syrup. The brand I use is called Edie Smith, but whatever you have on hand, that's totally fine. And I love making them into like a giant stack like this. You could also make them into bigger pancakes or mini pancakes. If these macros are too high for you, you can also like cut the recipe in half if you want. Oh my God. These are amazing. No protein powder, no artificial sweeteners. I mean, I love protein powder and artificial sweeteners, but I know some of you don't. But literally just the sweetness from the chocolate chips and the sugar-free maple syrup, this stack is perfect. It's perfection. We're making baked oats up next. So these are chocolate covered banana flavored. Now I'm making them in a glass container. I know you guys normally see me make them in a cast iron skillet, but I wanted to mix all the ingredients and then bake it in the same container just to make things easier. So yeah, basically you're gonna mix everything. It might be a little annoying to mix, but mix it until it comes out super smooth like this. That looks really good. It looks like you could just like eat it, but don't eat batter. Actually bake it. But you're gonna add your chocolate chips. I like to add half of them in the batter and the other half on top. Adding the sliced banana, you could add it on top in the batter, whatever you want. So the bake time is going to be about 25 minutes if you're baking in a glass container, which I know can be annoying and take long. I was like checking and peeking to see when it was done. You could stick a fork in there to make sure it comes out like clean or almost clean. If you bake it in a cast iron skillet though, by the way, it's going to be a shorter bake time, maybe like 17, 18 minutes. But yeah, they are so gooey and delicious. I love the way they turned out. And I like to top them with a bit of sea salt as well. Totally optional, but yeah, these are such a delicious high volume breakfast and they're sweet even without protein powder. Oh my God. These are so like fudgy. They're so good. Okay, maybe let them cool down a little bit before you eat them, but they're insanely good. There's absolutely no reason to be eating boring and bland breakfast in order to lose weight. I spent over 4 years creating high protein, low calorie breakfast recipes, and I've put together a new and improved ebook with over 60 of my best creations called Rise and Thrive. With my ebook, you won't have to settle for a lackluster, unfilling breakfast in order to reach your fitness goals. It has links to each recipe video as well as exclusive recipe tips and tricks. Overnight oats have less than 4. You'll have lifetime access to ebook updates, so you'll constantly have new recipes to try. If you're ready to reach your fitness goals a fun way, you can purchase Rise and Thrive using the link in the description today. French toast sticks remind me of my childhood. Anyone else? These are so easy to make and they're actually great to meal prep. It's a massive portion for just 350 calories. So my bread's pretty low calorie, at 65 calories per slice, but honestly, whatever you have on hand works. So you're gonna cut it up into 12 fingers, and then you're gonna make the mixture. So add everything into a Tupperware. I should have really put it into like a more shallow Tupperware so it was easier, but that's totally fine. You could use any sweetener you have, even if it's like stevia. Now, obviously the powdered peanut butter makes this higher in protein. I know some people are gonna be like, oh my God, like where do you find that? Literally every single grocery store has it, and I swear you can barely taste it, especially if you put some sugar-free maple syrup. But I mean, I like the taste of powdered peanut butter, but I digress. So you're gonna coat each of the French toast sticks. Don't coat them too much. Like don't coat them for too long. Otherwise they're gonna just like break and get mushy. But you'll kind of see, like maybe for like a second on each side. And then if anything, if you have leftover mixture, you could just pour it on the top when you put it in the air fryer. But I like to air fry them. I feel like it's easier, and I air fry them for about 4 minutes on each side at 400 Fahrenheit. You could also cook them on the stovetop if you don't have an air fryer. Like, that's totally fine. Either one works. Again, I feel like French toast is one of those like super indulgent brunches you usually see at like a diner, and they're like super high in calorie, not macro friendly. So this is my version, of course. Once they're done, while they're still hot, you're gonna coat them in the mixture. So I didn't measure the monk fruit and the cinnamon because, like, again, it has 0 calories, but maybe you could put around like 20-30 grams of monk fruit and then like a teaspoon of cinnamon. You can coat them with a bit of cooking spray if the mixture isn't sticking, but if they're still hot, it should stick. So yeah, just coat them. Not too much. You don't want them to be like too covered, otherwise it's going to be too sweet. But yeah, basically just do that one by one and then you're good to go. These taste so indulgent and delicious, and I like taking them and dipping them in the sugar-free maple syrup. Again, it's like really low in calories. Again, the Edie Smith one's really low in calories. There's also a version that's like 0 calories. I think it's Walden Farms, but I feel like that one's probably going to be kind of nasty. But yeah, this is so delicious and so macro friendly. These are so sweet and delicious. Entire plate, 350 calories, no protein powder. By the way, I got these wood cutting boards from Amazon because I thought they'd be more aesthetic for filming. I just think they're so cute, and they create like a different backdrop than the gray thingy that I usually have. We've got another pancake recipe. This one is cinnamon roll pancakes with frosting. They're so good, and they're still really easy to make, but they require some components. So we're gonna blend the wet ingredients first, similar to the other pancakes, and then after that we're gonna add the dry ingredients. This is just so everything blends smoothly and we have a good base to make the pancakes with. But yeah, super quick. I use my Zwilling blender because it's the best and it just blends everything really smoothly. But while the batter is sitting for like 5 to 8 minutes, you're going to mix the ingredients together for the filling. And then you're going to put that in a plastic bag. And then when we're ready to use the filling, we're going to cut like a little hole, or you could use a piping bag, but whatever. We don't want to make things complicated. But yeah, let the batter sit just so it thickens. Then obviously you're going to heat up the pan to low medium heat and add the mixture in like a little swirl like that. And then yeah, after a couple minutes, you're going to flip them. And then make sure to cover the pancakes as well, similar to the other recipe, because we want them to be nice and fluffy, and make sure to not put the heat too high because we don't want to burn them. I've made that mistake in my earlier videos. You can see from like a few years ago. It's like, what was she doing? But yeah, just honestly, okay, this is so weird, but for when I film, I always make the pancakes one by one because I feel like they turn out better that way. But obviously you don't have to make them one by one. But yeah, make the frosting, just like a few ingredients here, mix that together. You can do that like while the pancakes are cooling a bit. And then you can put that in a piping bag. You don't have to, honestly. You could just like use a spoon and drizzle them on top. By the way, this frosting is totally optional, but it just makes it more like cinnamon roll-esque. Look at how good that looks. So indulgent. Oh my God. 51 grams of protein, no protein powder. These are so filling and delicious. Great weekend breakfast, or again, you could even meal prep this. Eat it throughout the week. You could like double or triple the recipe. So good. I feel like even kids would like this if you have a family. But yeah, really helps you hit your protein goals without protein powder. I love to make it in a stack like that and just cut into it. These taste like exactly what a cinnamon roll in pancake form should taste like. Now we're making overnight oats. So we have 2 recipes here, and I decided to make like 2 portions of each one, but the ingredients on the screen are going to be for 1 portion. So honestly, just mix everything together into a glass container. Super easy. Again, we want to make it easy here. And then yeah, just mix it thoroughly. Make sure everything is like combined. And then afterwards, we're going to add the sliced bananas because this is like a chocolate covered banana kind of recipe. So now we're going to make the ganache. Again, all the ingredients, guys, for all these recipes are going to be in the description. Of course, you could like double them, triple them, quadruple for meal prep. So then, yeah, you're going to mix everything together for the ganache and then add it on top and spread it out. For overnight oats, obviously, the best thing to do would be to put it overnight. That's what they're called. But if you want, you could also put them in for like on a minimum of 3 hours. That's what I did for this recipe just because I was filming that day. But I love these like circular containers. I got them from Amazon. If I remember, I will update my store. I feel like I make like no money off Amazon, guys. So I always forget to update the store. I just send people the links. I'm like, whatever, I'm not gonna make any commission from this. But yeah, looks so thick and delicious. I just topped it with a bit more of these bananas just for the effect. But yeah, when you spoon into it, wow, it's so thick and so good and chocolatey. No protein powder, but still delicious and sweet. These really blew me away. I feel like these are great to meal prep, to take throughout the week. They'll stay in your fridge for a good like 4 days. That's what I usually do. I usually prep some for like 3 or 4 days and I just eat them throughout the week. Oh my God. Oh my God. This tastes like dessert. It's so chocolatey and no protein powder. Absolutely delicious. Next up, we've got strawberry shortcake overnight oats. Again, I'm making 2 servings, but the ingredients on the screen in the description will be for 1 serving and you can multiply as needed. So similar here, we're just gonna put everything into a bowl and we're gonna mix everything together. The sprinkle of salt, that is essential. It adds flavor. I was running out of vanilla extract here. I was like trying to get everything possible. But yeah, basically I use quick oats rather than steel cut because they absorb more quickly. So that would help also if you're making this and don't want to put it overnight and just want to put it for like a couple hours. But yeah, you're going to mix everything together for the ganache and then you're going to pour that on top. I put graham cracker crumbs into the oat mixture and then a bit on top just to add like another little layer. But yeah, this looks so delicious. And then just pop those in the fridge. This is the hardest part, the waiting game. But then yeah, once they're good to go, and be so good. I add a little bit of sliced strawberries on top here, mostly just to make them pretty. And then that spoonful, this literally looks like strawberry shortcake, guys. Like that looks like cake. It looks so good. Oh my God, I'm absolutely obsessed with these. I have some in my fridge to like eat throughout the week right now. They keep in the fridge for like 3 or 4 days, I would say. I usually make them like on a Sunday and then I'll have them until like Wednesday or Thursday. Again, you can quadruple this recipe. So good, so thick, and I absolutely love these. Okay, wow. This is amazing. This tastes like dessert. Just like, honestly, okay, hate to play favorites, but I like this one better than the chocolate banana one. It is, wow, it blew me away. Literally tastes like strawberry cheesecake. So good. Next up, we've got pancake bowls. So this one is a peanut butter cup pancake bowl. So for whatever reason, when I was making this recipe, I mixed the ingredients in a bowl and then I put it into the glass container. But you can obviously just mix everything into a glass container, totally up to you. But yeah, you're gonna blend the cottage cheese before you put in the mixture. Make sure to do that. But then yeah, we got a lot of things that up the protein, obviously the cottage cheese, the Greek yogurt, the Fairlife milk, but then make sure to put the sweetener in there just so the pancake bowl is still sweet. And then obviously Reese's cup. I just use half of it just to keep the macros lower, but you can add more if you want. But yeah, honestly, it has no protein powder, but I feel like it's still like a very delicious, indulgent recipe. I don't know where I got the idea for pancake bowls. I feel like bowls are just like more portable. You take them to work, meal prep them, that kind of thing. What I would do if you want to meal prep them is just like bake a few of them and then keep them in the fridge. And then if you want to warm them up, like as you eat them throughout the week, you can bring them to work or school and then just warm them up. Or I guess you could eat them room temperature. I don't know how good they would taste room temperature, but yeah, you just put some melted peanut butter on top and then a bit more of that Reese's cup and you're good to go. Literally tastes like dessert for breakfast. I feel like if you bring this to work or school, people might be like, what is that? Like, can I get the recipe? Like, send me her way, send me that page. Okay, so we've got another pancake bowl here. This is a maple pecan pancake bowl. So we're using brown monk fruit sweetener just because of the maple pecan vibes. If you don't have brown monk fruit, you could just use regular, of course. Again, you could just mix it in the glass container to make it so much easier. I'm not sure why I put it into the glass bowl, but I guess it's a little bit easier to like mix thoroughly if you have it in the glass bowl. But either way, yeah, mix everything together, kind of similar to the other pancake bowl recipe, a little bit different flavors there. And then I put some pecans. Pecans are actually like really high in calories, but obviously we're just putting like a small amount and then chopping them just to have them throughout and then adding it to the bowl now. So I use this like glass bowl, very easy to like bake in and store in and then even mix in, as I mentioned. So you're going to bake that. Make sure to not over bake them, by the way, otherwise it's going to be dry. Bake for about 30 minutes. You can even check after 25, put a fork in to make sure it comes out clean. And then for the maple syrup topping, you're just gonna stick a fork in a handful of times just so the maple syrup kind of like seeps into it. So you're gonna add some of that sugar-free maple syrup. I use the Edie Smith one, and then just make sure it kind of like seeps in. Then if you want, you can top it with a bit more of those pecans. I honestly am not the biggest fan of pecans, but sometimes if my recipe calls for something that I'm not the biggest fan of, I'll just like grin and bear it. I'm like, oh, whatever. And you could put a little bit of Biscoff drizzle if you want to be more indulgent, but this tastes so good. Again, super easy to meal prep ahead of time. What I would do is maybe like not add the maple syrup right away. Like I would add that as you want to eat it. Super delicious and great indulgent breakfast without protein powder. So we got 2 more recipes. This one is a baked oats recipe. So this one's s'mores baked oats. You'll see that I actually made it in a cast iron skillet. So that's another option you could do. You could mix it in a bowl and then pour it into a cast iron skillet, which is like more aesthetic, obviously. I would recommend not mixing it directly in the cast iron skillet because then it could stick. So yeah, just mix everything into a bowl. So you're gonna spray with cooking spray, then you're gonna pour the batter in and add the toppings. So my toppings, I put mini chocolate chips. You can mix these in the batter or you can add them on top or like half and half. And you're also gonna put some mini marshmallows and some graham cracker crumbs. I know marshmallows technically aren't vegetarian, I guess, but whatever. That's like the one thing I kind of make an exception with is gelatin. I'm like, none of my business. I don't even know what gelatin is. But yeah, I love mini chocolate chips because they distribute more evenly throughout. If you know, you know. But yeah, I love indulgent breakfasts like this. Again, make sure to not over bake because then they're going to be dry, but then under baked, they might be a bit raw, quote unquote. So just make sure to bake maybe even a little bit less than 18 minutes and then just check. Yeah, these are so good. You won't even miss the protein powder. I love how the marshmallows are charred a bit on the top. Like that is definitely the way that I like it. I'd love if you can comment, let me know like other recipes I've made that contain protein powder. If you want me to make them without protein powder, I totally can. Obviously, it's a little bit more difficult and challenging to make these recipes high in protein, but I'm always up for the challenge. Finally, we've got one of my more popular no protein powder recipes. These ones are Biscoff baked oats. So these are so moist and delicious. I love anything Biscoff. So you're gonna mix all the ingredients together in a bowl. Again, I made this in a cast iron skillet. If you want to make this in a glass container, you could totally just mix everything in the glass container and that'll be easier. It's just that the bake time is going to be a little bit longer. But yeah, I love how the Biscoff crumbs add like texture. You can't find Biscoff crumbs. You could just crush like a golden Oreo or like graham cracker crumbs is totally fine. So I put some of the Biscoff spread in the middle there and then add the rest of the batter on top just so it's like, yeah, that's what makes them really, really moist. It's just like the Biscoff center. Oh, looks so good. I don't know why it's like a little bubbly at the top like that, but anyway, it doesn't affect the taste or anything. But yeah, put a bit more Biscoff on top and Biscoff crumbs and you're good to go. I know many of you don't like to use protein powder, whether that be you can't afford it or it hurts your stomach or your parents won't buy it for you or you just like don't always have it on hand and want options without protein powder. I'm glad that I can make recipes like this and be more inclusive to everyone. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed these recipes, and I'm sure you're looking for more recipes without protein powder, so I'll link a video here that you should watch next. And please be sure to give this a like, subscribe, and share it with your friends as it really helps the channel. And I post new videos every week. And with that, I'll see you guys next time. Bye.